Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up.
Sorry about that. Hi, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome into tonight's live. It is Thursday, the 17th of April. Getting through this spring very quickly, aren't we? We're going to be in December summer before we know it. I almost said December. It sounded like that. But if you're new to the channel, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. You can call me either or. And welcome back to all the people that are joining me again for another live. I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate you guys. So let's see who's in the chat. Doesn't that music make you want to dance? I was dancing. I'm not going to lie. I was dancing. I dance to it every night. We actually have oh, there's my dog. We actually have 3 different songs, but I don't play the other 2 very often because one's for members and the other channel kind of, I use it for both. And then the other one is for pre-recorded videos. So, but they're really good. They're good. They're good tunes too. So I should play them sometime on the live at night. And then our lovely Steve even made me a little song, like a jingle, and it was really sweet. And we played with that for the longest time on the channel. Hey, Cyber Warrior. Hey, Ladybug. Actually, for the longest time, our music was just the music that came with StreamYard. Just no one else ever played it. I got lucky. I was like, oh, this is cool. Hey, Wandering Orphan, how are you? Welcome on in. Murder is illegal. Murder is illegal. Murder is illegal. That's funny. Hey, Chris, how you doing? And hopefully, Ladybug, you're having a great day. Hey, Tony. Hey, Roland. Invested. I love that. Just finished the dishes. Me too, actually. Me too. I picked up a little bit after we got done eating. I don't like to wake up to a messy house, like I don't like stuff to be out, but it's raining here. So my furniture right now is covered with blankets, so in case these two crazy dogs behind me decide to get all dirty outside, they just got baths too. We'll be able to keep the furniture clean anyway. Hey, Wolf. Hey, Mr. Rosebud. It's getting crazy, isn't it? Oh, you're okay. You're allowed to be. Just turn off the news. Just turn it off. Walk away. No, Vincent's been watching the news a lot too. He's been yeah, he don't like it neither. Got yard work done? Hey, that's the thing though. Oh, she's gonna lay back on the floor. She lays like me. She just like flops down. Hey, Tripwell. Hey, Jenna. Welcome in. And everybody don't give Ladybug a hard time tonight. Looks like she's on her own here. Just kidding. I think everyone's usually pretty good. And I'm sorry that I was late. My excuse is not good. I had to brush my teeth. Hey, Danielle. I guess that is a good excuse though. I'm keeping good hygiene. I I had dinner, and every night after dinner, I come in here for like 2 seconds. I'll get some stuff done, and then I'll run and brush my teeth, and then I come in here. Well, the dogs were acting like fools. They didn't want to come in. They didn't want to come in at first, but they would want to come in as soon as I hit the live button. And then they decided to follow me over there to brush my teeth. So I'm so sorry about that. Hey, Shells. Hey, DM. Normally I start about it's 9:15 scheduled. I usually am on here about 9:18. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Willows. Hey, Warflare. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Nikki. I need to work on that though. I am just sitting. I just sit here, but it's like right before the live, everything. I need to do everything. I need to do it all. Hey, Michael. I know. I'm sorry. I should probably put the intro music. Like I should probably it's supposed to like gradually go up, but sometimes it hits hard once it gets to the live. And hey, Garrett. Hey, Eric. I don't know if I said hi to you. I don't know if I said hi to Garrett. That almost rhymed. Garrett and Eric. Welcome on in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. I'm going to go down towards the end. Hey, Nikki. I don't have any big plans for Easter. My brother likes to call me the day, like he doesn't call, he'll text. He'll text me the day before something, like if it's Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, any holiday. And he'll say, hey, you coming tomorrow? And I'll be like, huh, I didn't know. But then I'll be like, yeah, I will. Thank you, Roland. I appreciate that. Thank you. I took a lot of time on my makeup today, actually. Hey, Two Toes Flow. What's the name of the chief juggler neighbor 2000? I don't know. Oh, the chef. Oh, that is Enan Harsh. Enan Harsh. Had to think about that for a minute. I want to go over his his interview sometime because it was a beaut. Hey, Jesse's girl. Oh my gosh, your whole crown broke off after you ate a crown. I'm not eating anything ever again. I'm done. I had a metal filling come out. A metal filling. They were like, that'll stay in your mouth for a long time. I have to see the doctor bright and early tomorrow, but it's not 7, it's at 9, thank God. But I do go to my dentist around 8:30 in the morning. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Chris. Welcome on in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. If I said hi to you twice, it's just because I just like you that much. Hey, Brian. Sometimes I forget who I said hi to if I go down too far. So I'm going to get pissed out drunk and watch playoff hockey tomorrow. That's a plan. That's a good plan. Are you staying in or are you going out? If you're going out, make sure you got a ride home. Because that does sound like a good time. That does. That actually does sound like a good time. I've never ever been drunk and watched a hockey game before. I can't say I have. But that actually sounds like fun, Hockey's probably fun to watch because I mean, they're beating each other up half the time. It sounds like a good time. It looks like your actual tooth. Yeah, I have those in mine, but mine have metal on the inside. And you're welcome, Sue Test Flow. I hope I'm saying your name right. But yeah, my crowns, they have metal are like metal on the inside, and then on the outside of them, they are porcelain. Very cool, you know? Oh, I would love to go see a hockey game, like an actual game. I love watching games like live. I'm all about it. Like baseball, I can watch baseball all day live. But as soon as you get me in front of a TV and you turn on baseball, I'm like falling asleep. But I wanted to show this picture because I wanted to actually before we get into things, I'm going to remove the picture and I'm going to drop the link for it's actually just dropped anyway. If you want to support the creator, but a good way to do that is through memberships or joining a membership if you don't already have one. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Nightbot just did it, so I'm going to do it anyway because I already had it in my box to do it. But thanks, Nightbot, for being on that for me. But I'm going to put the picture here and then I'm going to go over some notes that I took about Ethan and we're going to get into tonight's live. So no, I didn't. Did I miss Danielle? I thought I said Danielle. Hello, Danielle. If I missed you, I didn't mean to. Thanks, Ladybug. Ladybug has my back. She knows. She's like, hey. I love that. Thank you for reminding me. Maybe I didn't. You heard it? I heard it. I thought I did. Okay. Maybe if I did, I did. If I didn't, I didn't. But if you're not sure who Ethan is in this picture, he's going to be the tall one. He's the tall guy. He's the tall guy with the mustache. He was pretty proud of that mustache, I believe. I believe he was. So Ethan Chapin was a 20-year-old University of Idaho student whose life was tragically cut short in the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. He was one of 4 students, along with Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonzalez, that were brutally stabbed to death in an off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho. The attack was later determined to be a targeted and isolated attack. Ethan was a triplet. He was from Skagit County, Washington, and he was known for his infectious smile and vibrant personality. He was an active member of Sigma Chi fraternity and he was a passionate athlete who enjoyed basketball, volleyball, surfing, and pickleball. His family described him as the goofiest kid in class, always bringing joy to those around him. On Monday, November 21st, 2022, the family held his memorial service. So they had his memorial service pretty quickly after the homicides. I mean, just like about the right time, like normally, it's like 10, 11 days. So I feel like they did that, correct amount of time. Oh, thank you, Eric, for becoming a new member. I appreciate that. Welcome on in. Hey, get to the ducking point. Hey, Pete. I was reading the chat. Sorry. Okay. But there are a few things that have, in the wake of his death, that have come out, and that there's numerous tributes. So I wanted to go through a couple of the tributes with you guys now. His mom, The Boy Who Wore Blue, was written by his mother, Stacy, in honor of her son. Ethan Smile was founded by his parents. This nonprofit provides scholarships to students from Skagit Valley attending the University of Idaho. Sigma Chi Memorial Scholarship. Over $125,000 was raised globally to fund an annual scholarship in Ethan's name. And this is the first recipient was his brother, his triplet brother, Hunter. And I think that there's not a more, I feel like a deserving person. I feel like that in memory of him, I think that's appropriate. The memorial garden that they have, the University of Idaho developed a garden, the memorial garden, and it's going to be, it was designed actually by the agriculture students. And I didn't know that, or agriculture, not agriculture, agriculture. I can't say it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Architecture. Wow. Couldn't get that word out of my mouth. I wanted to give it up for the farmers there. I'm giving it up for them. But they do have, Ethan's smile. So maybe that's what I was thinking of, the tulips. But Ethan is remembered not only for his tragic end, but also for the joy and positivity he brought to the lives of those he knew. His legacy lives on through scholarships, memorials, and enduring memories of his friends and family. If I miss any of the interviews as we go through these, if you're like, oh, I remember this one interview, like just throw it in the chat and I will try to make sure that we get to it. This is probably going to be a part 1, part 2 kind of deal because there are so many interviews. There's not like, I mean, there's not like so many compared to like Kaylee's parents, you know, they've done a lot more. But there's one on here that's like new. It's newer. It's from like 10 months ago. Stacy did a podcast and I never got to watch it. I never watched it. And it's like an hour and a half long. So that one we'll probably save for tomorrow, but we'll get through some of these tonight. I want to go over this really quick, his obituary. So this is his obituary. If you get online, you can just type in like Ethan Chapin's obituary. If you want to sign it or, you know, send like plant a tree, send flowers, you want to sign the guest book, you know, and then, or you could do a memorial donation. So Ethan was a triplet, was born first at 4:43 p.m. on a beautiful Tuesday evening in October. He was born at Swedish Hospital in Seattle. Maisie arrived shortly after at 4:44 and Hunter at 4:45. Our family spent the first year and a half in Olympia at Summit Lake, and then we moved to Conway. The kids attended Conway School where they got a great education and played soccer, basketball, and ran cross country. One of Ethan's greatest memories was on the basketball court and his brother at Conway wearing jersey number 30. Ethan is survived by his dad, Jim, his mom, Stacy, and surviving triplets, Maisie and Hunter. He is also survived by Stacy's mother, Darcy Wells, and Jim's father, Jim Chapin. Half siblings, Eric Chapin, and wife, Sarah, David Chapin, and Nicole Chapin, Ryerson, and husband, Jimmy. Aunts and uncles, Stephen, Gina Wells, Curtis and Michael Chapin, and Todd and Renee Fisher. Ethan attended Mount Vernon High School. His school was cut short by COVID, so Ethan and his siblings packed up and headed to Idaho, where they went to work at Hills Resort. They went back to Mount Vernon to start their senior year at MVHS, but school was still not in session. They worked at the Tulip Town through the tulip season and then headed back to Idaho to continue working at Hills Resort during the summer just prior to attending the University of Idaho. So they were working during, you know, COVID. I mean, I worked too when everything was open back up, but when everything was closed, I wasn't working. I think it was like 2 months though. In August of 2021, our family made the journey to the University of Idaho to drop off all 3 of our kiddos at college. The boys, both Ethan and Hunter, joined the fraternity of Sigma Chi, and Maisie joined Kappa Alpha Theta sorority. Since attending the University of Idaho, Ethan lived his best life. He loved the social life, intramurals, and tolerated the academics. He also continued to play sports. We were all very fortunate to play golf with him all this last summer. If he wasn't on the golf course or working, you could usually find him surfing, playing sand volleyball, or pickleball. Ethan loved life. He laughed continuously. He smiled when he woke up, and he was still smiling when he went to bed. He was kind to all and a friend to all. May we all try to make the earth a better place, and may we all live like Ethan. Ethan's memorial service will be held Monday, November 21st at 4 p.m. And it just gives the address. In lieu of flowers, Ethan trained and loved Tyler Amaya. Tyler coaches youth basketball programs in Skagit County. This is what Ethan would want. Tyler will use the money to help coach local youth. Checks can be mailed to, and it gives the mailing address there. And the Venmo or the GoFundMe. It says the family will forward the money to Tyler. That's nice, you know, for youth sports. I'm sure Ethan would love that, you know. I'm sure he would love that. I think I have the Fox 13 one. I do have that one. That is one of the newer ones. A Mother's Pain, that one from 3 weeks ago. I think that's one I even posted on my thing. For some reason, Nightbot hates links. Even I don't know why I don't have no, like it won't even I don't think it'll let me control that. It should. Hey, Machachi, are you in here? Where's she at? I'll go back up. What'd you do for your mama? Hey, Tim Ritter. Hey, Aries Pjork, how you doing? I'm so glad. It's been a good day, hasn't it, Aries? It's been a damn good day. I have to say that. Hey, Squeaky. Oh, you take care of your parents and don't worry about us. We'll be here. We'll be here. I took care of my mom and my dad too at one point. So, yep, I understand. And I know I don't regret any of it, Okay, so let's get to the first interview that they did. And I do have 1, 2, 3. Let's count just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12. So I think I got them. I think I got most of them. Okay, this is the first one that they did. Remember when they did this interview and we all thought that girl looked like Kaylee, the interviewer? I mean, she does. She does look like her. And I'm sure the Chapins were thinking that too when they're doing this interview. But if you guys don't mind, hit the like button. Hey, AZ. I'm going to be in the chat with you guys. So yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know where you guys are from. I'd love to know where you guys are from. I love to know that kind of stuff. Where you're watching from. And I'm going to start the video. So this is going to be their first video. So, and I want to show you, I want you guys to look and just see kind of like how they grow and how they cope and how they become stronger as a unit and everything. Cause it's really sad, but, the interviews I think are worth going back through.
Can you first just tell me how you guys are doing?
That's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
It's not something you ever expect to hear, ever. Like the call we took from our kids who were there, and you just expect to outlive your kids. Honestly, I don't know. We're just trying to process it. It's not a call that you think that you're going to have to speak with the funeral home directors and the FBI and have it hit national news. I mean, we're more concerned, Ethan was a triplet, and that's a big thing. There's a couple of things. Ethan was a triplet, and that's the most important thing for us because we have these other 2 kids that are very impacted by this, and they need to be lifted up and cared for. And I think the other thing that's important to us is the reason why we've agreed to do this is, number 1, you're local. And number 2, it's important for us to get Ethan's story out. We don't really want anybody else representing him. And it's hard to have people speaking on his behalf. So we think
I wonder who she's talking about there. Do you think she's talking about Mr. Gonzalez? Because this is, now let me escape real quick. I forget, because I want to tell you guys the dates. So as we go through, this is November 15th. So this is just 2 days, after. So I don't know who it would be, really. I don't know if it would be Steve or not.
it's best for us to do this.
And you did say, of course, that he was a triplet, and looking through the pictures you sent, like you said, they seem to be always together. I mean, did they all go to high school and then college together also?
Elementary,
Yeah.
high school, everything, college, they all went to the same university. Yeah, I mean, everything. We travel, we play, we hike, everything we do is all of us together. I mean, we're a pretty tight family.
Did you say that they were the ones that called you about this happening?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then are you guys all back together now?
We are.
Yeah, we're in our home in northern Idaho, our summer home. We're going to be here for a couple of days. Just
Our summer home.
And can you just tell me a little bit about Ethan? I think I was told he was very athletic. I think he played basketball and tennis or basketball. Just tell me a little about his interests. What did Ethan like to do?
Anything.
you
You name it, he played it, literally. I think we just watched a thing from the university, spike ball champion, volleyball champion. I mean, right? I mean, he just literally would play and do anything. He played club soccer for years. We traveled, all of our kids are athletic, and we traveled every weekend, and he was involved in anything. He just literally, he was, I don't know.
He just loved to play everything.
He did.
All
He
the
loves
sports.
sports. I mean, like,
Okay, so I said in the beginning because I knew that, yeah, she does. So the girl is a reporter for, I think this is Creme News. I want to say, let's see. No, it's King 5 Seattle. Sorry. But no, that girl looks like a spitting image almost of Kaylee. Like she looks a lot like Kaylee. I probably would have picked someone else to interview in them because they might be thinking the same thing. And, you know, that could get someone a little triggered. But yeah, she looks just like Kaylee.
like our love language with him was sports. Like I literally watched, I follow like NFL football so that I can literally have a conversation with Ethan because I could, you know, send him a text message and, you know, that was you know, I don't know, just everything. I don't know, that and country music. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, he's funny. He literally, we were trying to have a conversation really quickly about our favorite memory. We can't come up with one. I mean, he literally lit up every room, everybody. He was friend to all. He was an incredible human. I mean, one of a kind, popular. I mean, not that that matters, but I don't know. I think we believe that if you literally asked anybody in his life, anybody, they would tell you the same exact thing. I mean, I just got an email from his counselor at college, and he just said, I loved that kid the minute I met him. He literally walked in my office last week, and it was just simply to say hi. He had a huge smile, the whole, like, you know, the feeling inside of the office changed just because he walked in. Mm-hmm. He always had something funny to say. That's been something we've talked a lot about. I mean, he was definitely the comedian of the three kids. Mm-hmm. He kept us all, I mean, we have the funniest videos of him.
He's the kind of kid that everybody wanted to be around. You know, he was just a good kid.
He's a good kid.
That
kind to all.
Didn't deserve what happened.
No. Well,
and wasn't he going to school to study? It was something to do with sports, wasn't it?
Sports management, I think. I don't know the technical title of it. But yeah, I mean, we told him he should go be a teacher and a coach. I mean, he was incredible the way he worked with kids, and he refereed youth basketball on the weekends in Mount Vernon. You know, I don't know, he touched a lot of people. I mean, it's the amount of support that we've seen so far has been incredible. Right?
Yeah.
Our neighbors, everybody, it's incredible. I mean, we have messages from people that just are like, I knew him and he was incredible. Our daughter knew him, and all she talked about was how great he was. I mean, it's a huge loss. We were at Parents Weekend last weekend with them, and Jim and I left that weekend. And as we pulled out of Moscow, we literally were like, we've done it. We've literally done it as parents. We've created 3 incredible humans that will go on and have something great to offer to this world. Honestly, all 3 of them. We literally had a conversation that we will no longer have to worry about these kids because we did it.
Yeah.
What way, people can support you guys right now?
It's an interesting situation because in all of your hardships in life, whatever you're going through, there's always like an outcome, like you get through it, right? Like, I don't know, whatever it is. This is something you wake up and you realize it's never going to go away. And It's very different.
That's not me.
It's a very different. 2 a.m. is a dark hour. I can tell you that. We're all.
And I guess just during this time, like I said, you guys seem very tight knit. Are you just like, what's going forward look like for you? I know that's a hard question right now. I know it seems like you guys are really there supporting each other through this.
I think one of the first things that, like, when we got Maisie and Hunter, one of the first things, that came to me is that our life has literally taken a left turn, and I don't know how that's gonna affect us, but we will not let this sink us or sink our kids, because if anything, they have to go on and shine Ethan's bright light on their own.
I think that's all the questions I have right now, unless there's anything else you guys wanted to add.
Kids, do you want us? Our kids are here watching. Do you guys have anything you want to add? Hunter, Maisie? He was their number one, and that's going to be a hard loss for both of our kids. Both Maisie and Hunter. I mean, he was kind of each of their number one. So
I wonder if that was because he was the oldest.
it's going to be hard just for the three of them without him now that they're two. We've gone from 3 to 2, and it's going to be hard for the two kids to figure out how to live life when you've spent 20 years as 3, and now they have to figure out how to be 2 and carry, I don't know. It's terrible. It's important for us. The reason we've agreed to do this is there's some misinformation out there, and that's been hard for us. And that's why we, as a family, talked about it and agreed to do this, because the things that are being said are 100% not true. There's not drugs involved. There's not some weird love triangle. Ethan stayed the night at his girlfriend's house, who was one of 5 girls who lived in the home. And it's just important that people let the criminal part of it try to work itself out, and that these kids, all of the kids were just really good, great kids. So, the light of the school, everybody knew them.
One of them, I believe, was his girlfriend was also killed. Is that correct?
Yes, Xana. Yeah, they were in the same room.
And I think that's all the questions I have, but I really do appreciate you guys sharing more about Ethan so we can understand more about him and share more about him with, Western Washington and the community here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
A loud dog in the background. Sorry, guys. Then my dog just tried to go over and bully the cat. Like she was going to try to bully her for his bed. His bed is like this big. That dog is 90 pounds. She shook her ears like she had no problem with that, right? She didn't care. So this next clip is only 1 minute and 18 seconds long, but man, it seems like she says a lot in this clip. This is from when they're outside of McIntyre Hall. There is a longer clip of this, but this is the only part of the interview. But there is like a whole different, there's like a whole video over it that's like 20 minutes long. But this is from Creme 2 News, and it just says, raw mother of University of Idaho student killed, speaks ahead of funeral. And I think we asked this. I don't know if we ever got an answer, but was Ethan's favorite color blue? I'm wondering now.
Name is Stacy Chapin. I thought I could do this. Today we're here to honor the life and legacy of our son and brother, Ethan Chapin, one of the most incredible people you'll ever know. Together, we want to extend gratitude to the following. Our neighbors in Mount Vernon and LaConner, Washington, and the local communities of Priest Lake and Moscow, Idaho, for their ongoing support and care. Our extended family and friends who serve as beacons of strength and remain by our side throughout every moment. The Moscow Police Department, who now carry the burden every day, not only for us, but for all of the impacted families. And the many strangers across the country, your outreach and kind words are profoundly touching. Please know we now consider all of you friends. And lastly, we thank the media for keeping this story top of mind. Thank you.
Okay, so that should breathe a heavy back here now. So this is the day of his funeral or his memorial that they had. So maybe they had his memorial there. I'm not completely sure where they had it, but they could have rented it out. Yeah, it is. She did dress him in blue. So yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. Wolf, you look at that. Great mind. I wouldn't have thought of it. I wouldn't have thought of that probably. I was thinking it's like maybe it's a blue. I mean, I know the boy who wore blue, the book, but like, yeah, that's probably why they're all wearing blue. Well, shoot. Well, maybe this year for his birthday month, we'll do blue nails because we did yellow last year or 2 years ago. I don't think we did anything last year. We should have. I feel like we did. But the next video that I'm going to show you is from the vigil that they had. And it was on November 30th. That was when they had the vigil at the school. I don't know if you guys got to see the whole thing. If you didn't, it is worth watching all of it. I have it on my channel, or you can always just, type it in like Idaho 4 vigil and it'll pop right up. But if you watch it, just let you know, grab some tissues because it is very, very sad. It is very sad. Especially because it's November 30th. So it's, a couple weeks after everything and everyone's still kind of wanting to know who did this. Was it a target attack? Was it not a targeted attack? Where were the victims at in the house? We were just trying to figure out things as, internet YouTubers. Like that's what we were just trying to do. We were trying to figure out the layout of the house and we were going through different videos and stuff like that. And then anytime they held a press conference, we were on here ready to listen to it. So this is her talking at the vigil. It's only about it's like 5 minutes long.
This isn't at all.
And I don't know why Ethan's dad doesn't talk a lot. I feel like maybe he's just like a man of few words, Hey, Mary Beth. Good to see ya. But yeah, no, I think that's why she's talking more than he has been.
Intimidating, I must say. And I didn't write any of the funny stories that we talked about at his service. But I would like to start by saying my name is Stacy Chapin. I'm Ethan's mom. I'm here tonight with my husband, Jim, Ethan's dad, and his brother, Hunter, and his sister, Maisie, who are also vandals. I think you knew he was a triplet, and they all go here as well. Okay. We want to start by extending our deepest condolences to all the families impacted by this tragedy. It's hard that we are without these 4 beautiful kids with us tonight. We're here tonight because the University of Idaho is a special place for our family personally. Our triplets enrolled here together because of the small town feel, the beautiful campus, and the Greek system. Those were all mandatory must-haves when picking a school. We visited a neighboring college, no offense if there's any Cougs here. And it felt big and logistically challenging to our family.
We all agreed,
However,
yes,
when we
this
arrived
school
on
is
this
perfect
campus,
for us. It
park-
feels right.
Oh, they did 2 of them.
People
Okay.
here were kind and welcoming when we showed up for orientation. And we knew as a family that we'd made the right choice.
The circumstances that bring us here tonight, they're terrible. The hardest part, we cannot change the outcome. And as a family, as a Chapin family, it's important that we share Ethan's legacy and talk about the impact that he made in his young 20 years or his short 20 years. So this is where we choose to focus our energy because we are now Ethan's voice. What I want you to know is that our family is no different than probably all of your families. We sat at the dinner table when time permitted. We played games together. We traveled. We hauled our kids to every sporting event imaginable. We had cribbage tournaments, pickleball competitions, and basketball shooting contests. We surfed and spent countless hours in our boat listening to country music, which was Ethan's most favorite thing in the whole world. We hiked. Typically, the kids did that reluctantly, I'll admit. We worked out. Our 3 kids even got their wisdom teeth pulled together.
Wow.
But the most important thing is that in our family, we always had each other's backs, and we will continue to do so. And for all of the things that I've listed and the times that I haven't mentioned, we are eternally grateful that we spent so much time with him. And I want to remind you that that's the most important message that we have for you and your families, is to make sure that you spend as much time as possible with those people, because time is precious and it's something you can't get back. It's really important. This is our message to you. It is really important that all you kids and all kids across wherever, even we've told this to our own 2 kids who are still vandals, you have to put your energy back into achieving your goals. Well, Ethan tolerated school. For those of you guys who knew him really well, he tolerated school. He loved the social life, tolerated class. He understood the importance and would want all of you to continue to focus on your futures and your ambitions. Once again, I want to thank the police, the FBI, the Idaho State Patrol for their continued efforts. We're also appreciative to everyone on site with us tonight and everyone around the nation. Please continue to support all 4 of our families, and remember, please be kind. Thank you to the university for organizing this event in honor of our loved ones. We are proud Vandals. Thank you.
I was making sure I didn't play another episode. So I have most of these to play for you guys. I want to, and I actually there's a 19-minute video that is on the memorial page, and it's really, really sweet. It's like pictures of Ethan when he was little and like growing up, and it has music behind it, and I think it'll be copyright music. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to release this as a video and then just not put any monetization on it. That way I can play the music without getting in trouble. So be on the lookout for that. I wanted to tell you guys that before we moved on to the next video. So that was November 30th. The next time that they come out, that I could find that they come out and speak, isn't again until April 3rd of 2023. And I don't know why it says this on here, because it's not true. That's not a true caption or true title, but it says, here, I'll show you. It says, parents of slain University of Idaho student Ethan Chapin speak out for first time. Nope, we've heard him speaking. So this was April 3rd, 2023. And this was 5 months after the killings.
Now to the University of Idaho murder case, the family of Ethan Chapin, one of the 4
This is a shorter one too.
in an off-campus house last November, is speaking for the first time. Kana Whitworth has the story. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, George, good morning. Jim and Stacy Chapin say they've been receiving supportive messages from people around the world. I went and met them at the tulip farm where Ethan spent his summers working to see how they're honoring their son's memory. Pushing through the earth, the yellow and white tulips bearing the name Ethan Smile, meeting the sun for the first time.
It's just turned into something so special, something tangible that represents him now.
Nearly 5 months ago, the 20-year-old was murdered along with his girlfriend, Xana Kernodle, and her roommates, Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan, in that off-campus home at the University of Idaho.
It's tough. Tough not having here. Stace and I get up and
This is sad.
watch the sunrise and drink our coffee and cry in your coffee.
Ethan's
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard a man say.
parents, Jim and Stacy, speaking out for the first time.
And I love to hug him.
And,
I'd give
know,
anything to just be able to hug him
you just always make
one
sure
more
you
time.
just always hug your kid.
Ethan, the eldest of triplets, so full of joy. He spent his last day on this earth with his siblings. The three seen here at his sister Maisie's sorority formal before spending time with Xana at his Sigma Chi fraternity and then Xana's home at 1122 King Street, where they were murdered just hours later. That house set to be demolished.
You think stuff like that never happens.
You do. You think it happens to other people. But I'm telling you, if it can happen to us, it can happen to anybody.
Both Maisie and Hunter are now back at school, preparing to graduate without their brother.
Hunter, he was kind of Ethan's wingman.
I mean, you realize when you're a triplet, you have spent your whole life together, the three of them.
Stacy and Jim lean on each other in what they're calling a shuttersome year of firsts, doing things they've always done, but for the first time without Ethan, preparing for milestones.
The one we have coming up first, 21st birthday.
That's going to be
We
tough.
have talked about the kids' 21st birthday forever.
We have.
That's going to be tricky.
Yeah, that is going to be a tricky time.
Yep.
Here at Tulip Valley Farms, Ethan worked in the fields planting bulbs, and now he's being remembered with his own. Ethan Smile.
There have been right now 80,000 bulbs sold.
The Chapins have big intentions to give back to both their communities in Skagit Valley, Washington, where Ethan grew up, and Moscow, Idaho, with scholarships funded by proceeds from the Ethan Smile Foundation.
We've created something that is good, that Ethan would love. He loved people. He loved a great adventure.
Yeah.
And he was inclusive. If we could touch as many lives as he touched in 20 years in our lifetime, the world would be a better place.
They know they have a lot of hard days ahead. At the end of June, Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in these murders, will appear in court in Moscow, Idaho for a preliminary hearing.
Yeah, we wish. We wish we would have got that preliminary hearing. I'm still mad about that preliminary hearing. I think I'm mad at Zan Taylor. She wanted that preliminary hearing too. She said she did anyway. I don't think she really did. But we do have him on the Tulip Farm again, his parents. They did an interview with Ashley Banfield. I'm gonna start throat punching people. I'm gonna start air punching, okay? Because this title says exclusive. Ethan Chapin's parents in first live primetime interview. Like they're just wording it now, you know. Just y'all be wording things crazy. But you know, got him 114,000 views. So thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it. Don't you start talking, Banfield. Oops, what'd I do to her? I just lost you guys. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. I'm like, why is it doing that? But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I was reading Petunia's thing, but yeah, no, that's okay. Have a good night, Petunia. But yeah, thanks for being here. If you guys don't mind, just take a second, hit the like button. It does help the channel grow. If you'd like to become a member, I'll put the membership link in the chat. That really helps the channel grow. And if that's something that you're into, we'd love to have you become a member. We'd love to have you become a member of the channel. And if you guys would like to, we would love to have you subscribe. It's free to do. And we do talk true crime here every night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
first exclusive live primetime interview. Jim and Stacy Chapin are here with me tonight.
Thanks,
And
Machi.
Jim and Stacy, I think it's important to tell our audience that the tulip fields behind you are the Tulip Valley Farm, where Ethan's tulip buds are springing above ground and seeing the sunshine for the first time. And it's part of a new foundation that you've launched to turn what's happened to you into something positive. Before I go any further, I just want to ask how you're doing today, because I know every day is different.
We're doing good. Ethan, or since what happened to Ethan, Hunter and Maisie have been doing very well. They got a lot of support from their friends at school. They have a lot of support from our family, friends, and we're doing well.
Yeah. I think all things considered, we're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the pictures that you sent me, Stacy, of Hunter and Maisie and Ethan and the two of you, it just shows what an incredibly close family you all have been, and just what a terrific kid Ethan was. Everyone talks about him, but no one knows him like you do. And I would love for you to just bring him to life for us and tell us who your Ethan really was.
See that birthday?
Yeah, he was a great kid.
He had like the coolest 16th birthday. Look at that. They all had like these custom cakes done. Like, that is a nice birthday party. I'm just saying. They even got their little tree. Look at their little black tree for Halloween. And they got their tulips. Or they're not tulips, those are roses. Never mind. Just kidding. JK about that.
Yeah, he was a great kid. I know it shows in all of the pictures. For us and our family, personally, he was kind of the comedian. He could lighten any family situation.
Yeah. He was good.
He was funny. He was kind.
Yeah.
He just kept us all moving forward. Yeah. I don't know. He just,
he loved his family, his friends. He
Yeah.
just loved to be with everybody and just have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty easygoing. He just loved life. He's a great kid, one of a kind. We miss him greatly.
Yeah.
He's a big hit to our family.
You know, being a big brother by 1 minute. I don't know if that's significant to Maisie and Hunter, if they considered him a big brother, but how are they holding up? And, they're University of Idaho kids too, right? And this is, you guys are strong. You're grown-ups. They're, 20 years old.
Yeah.
They are, but I'm amazed. I'm amazed at Maisie and Hunter. All things considered, I know I said that before, but they're doing incredibly well under the circumstances. The University of Idaho has been amazing. It has offered all support services, but honestly, sending them back to school, it's come down to their friends. And the fraternity boys in Hunter's fraternity and Maisie's friends in her sorority, they have been amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to tell everybody I secretly, sent a message that said, call anytime you think there's a problem, but we haven't had that.
Nope.
They've been amazing. They get to their job. We told them when they went back, their job was to go on and just get to be kids. I mean, our life took a pretty solid 45-degree turn on November 13th, but we kind of had a family powwow and said it can't sink us. We still all have to follow our dreams, and especially those two. They have to go on, and that's been our mission all along. It's kind of why we're here today and created the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just let our audience know, you sent me that, symbol in the corner. The QR code in the corner of the screen is going to be up for this whole interview so that our viewers can take a picture of it and donate to your foundation. I think it's really important that we let them know easy access to be a part of this healing, and that the foundation is going to pay for other kids scholarships to go to school, which is so key. school is hard for most kids. This is a particularly unique struggle for the others. How are you helping them get through this year, the other two?
We're just, we're there whenever they need our help. We've gone over there and spent time with them on every other weekend, and they know they have our support. Yep. And they have everybody's support, family, friends, everybody. They're very fortunate to have the support they do have. And so are we.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation.
Sorry about that. I hate when she yells. I didn't close out the other. Let me close out the other tabs. There's so many. And then pin that one for the obituary. Okay. How many more do we have? Okay. And then we can do this one and this. Okay. Okay, we're moving right along here. Okay, I think this will be like a two-parter, but it won't be like, it'll be really good because the second part is it's going to be like a new interview. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I haven't got to watch it. And it's like an hour and 17 minutes. So it'll be a good one to watch too. And it's one of the new ones. So this is them. It says, this is April 30th. So the one that we just watched was April 5th. And then the one before that was April 3rd. I kept trying to remember to tell you guys the dates and I didn't. So the next one we're going to watch is from April 30th, 2023.
Parents' Weekend was the weekend exactly 7 days prior to November 13th was Parents' Weekend, in the fall. And we had an amazing weekend together. And we drove out of town that Sunday morning. So it would have been November 6th. And we always left early on Sunday morning because we would have waited all afternoon to see the kids. And we literally high-fived each other that day. We literally congratulated each other. We were like, we've done it. We've done it. We have created, they're adulting. They're kind. We've done it. We can rest easy. And
Stacey and I were planning on taking a lot of trips and spending a lot of time on the road, and just in a week, it all changed.
We're learning new details about the night 4 college students were murdered near the University of Idaho campus. Officials spoke with the public for the first time, saying they think this attack was targeted. We're also learning more about one of those victims, Ethan Chapin.
We spent a lot of time together after the
2 months.
2 months together we spent.
We just walked it out, talked, told stories, cried. One day I was out walking by myself. I was crying so hard. It was just whatever. And I happened upon somebody and I thought they were going to call 911 on me. But I'm just like, it's okay. I just having a moment. Going back to this weekend. Yeah, we went to the alumni offices and there was a bunch of people there and they honored us with honorary University of Idaho degrees. So it's cute. We're official Idaho alumni. The next milestone is going to be Mother's Day. Ugh. That's going to be a tough day. Ethan loved Morgan Wallen. And it was Mother's Day a year ago. And it was like the week before that Morgan Wallen leaked on his social media that he'd written a song for his mom for Mother's Day to be released on Mother's Day. And Ethan, as quickly as it ran on my social media, Ethan had sent that to me and was like, I am so excited for this song for Mother's Day. And I woke up Mother's Day morning and he'd sent me the whatever, the link to the whole song is the sweetest. It will now always forever be my most favorite song. But it was very cute. It's people like that you wish you could be like, hey, Morgan Wallen, let me tell you how much you've touched our life by that. He was so excited to send me that song on that day.
And then they end up meeting him and stuff, it's just special.
We did everything as a family.
Look at those babies.
From the time we got up to the time we went to bed. And I don't know, it's just all, you just got to spend time with your kids and love on them and do a lot of fun stuff, and because they grow up so fast.
But man, we're so blessed to have had that time. I can honestly say, I don't think we could spend more time with our kids and our family. And because of that, we don't have that regret. I mean, I don't think we missed a basketball game or a sporting event of our kids. And I can remember one weekend there was probably 18 sporting events between Maisie's club soccer and the two boys playing basketball. And we hit them all, or we would divide and conquer and then meet at the next one.
Right.
I wouldn't know what I know now and go and change the 20 years we had. And you never know when it's going to life is going to throw you a curveball. I mean, I think we got the worst curveball.
I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. Yeah, they did. I know, that's cute, isn't that? Like, that was a way of telling them apart in a way, like the colors, That's terrible. I couldn't imagine losing a child. I don't have any children, but I couldn't imagine losing a child. I can't even imagine my cat dying. He's 18. You know what I mean? Like, I think that cat's been with me since forever, since I was like 22. So I couldn't imagine having an actual, a baby die. Because these are babies still. 20 years old. Just remember when you were 20. You know what I mean? We didn't know nothing about nothing. I didn't anyway. I didn't. The next one the next interview that they did was on June 5th, 2023, and it was with the Today Show. And thank you guys for being here again. I do appreciate it. And this one's a little bit longer. It's 9 minutes long. I don't know if it's, I think it's the one that she goes over the boy who wore blue. So I'll let it play. I'll let it play. We'll pause it here and there for commentary. But thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, just take a second, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, the things I ask you guys to do all the time. And we'll get right into the video. And then we'll play like a few more here. We have one that's like 20 minutes long. So maybe we'll play that one also.
They are also finding touching ways to remember and honor their loved ones. In a moment, we're going to talk to Ethan Chapin's mom, Stacy. But first, a closer look at the case and their tributes. More than 6 months have passed since the murders at King Road, when Ethan Chapin, his girlfriend Xana Kernodle, and best friends Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonsalves were found stabbed to death in this house near the University of Idaho campus. A tense manhunt and weeks of painful waiting for the victims' families followed before police arrested their suspect in late December. Bryan Kohberger was pursuing his PhD in criminal justice at Washington State University, just miles from the scene of the murders. Investigators say DNA evidence, cell phone records, and video surveillance link him to the scene that night. Kohberger's trial is set for October, the judge entering a plea of not guilty for the 4 murders after Kohberger declined to enter one himself. Ethan Chapin's family has watched from afar while holding close their memories of a beloved son and brother.
He loved everybody and everybody loved him. Everybody wanted to be around him.
Ethan's parents, Stacy and Jim Chapin, are honoring him through a foundation named Ethan's Smile. It gives scholarships to local students to attend the University of Idaho.
That kid has touched more lives. We say in our family, if we touch as many lives as he did in his 20 years, this world would be a better place.
Ethan was a triplet. His 2 siblings still attend the university. This May, graduation ceremonies were bittersweet as the school awarded Ethan a posthumous certificate. And now, Stacy Chapin has written a children's book about Ethan called The Boy Who Wore Blue. A portion of the profits will also go to the foundation, Ethan's Smile. And Stacey Chapin joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's hard to watch those images of your beloved boy. How are you doing?
It's hard.
Yeah, it is.
It's good though. I mean, all things considered, we're doing very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a triplet. He has a brother and sister. How are they doing?
Jim and I couldn't be more proud of them, to be honest with you. They went back to school. They had they finished successfully this semester. And now they're back at work in a place that they love. And we've called summer home for a long time. So they're in a safe, great environment and they're doing amazing. I'm so proud of them. It's amazing.
I think people are about to find out what an extraordinary family you have, Stacey, and what an extraordinary boy Ethan was. You've written this book. It's called The Boy Who Wore Blue. Yes. Tell me about writing it.
Okay. No, okay. So I'll tell you guys in a minute. Well, okay. I'll tell you in a minute.
What made you decide to write this story?
It started with my best friend sent me a news release that was that an author had been given the rights to the story to tell of these kids. And I, as a mom, you're like, well, how does somebody write a story about people that they don't know, right? Right, about my kid. Yeah, I'm the one who's raised him, Jim and I. And it just sparked something in me. And the only thing I can explain to people how the book came about is I think it's like a country artist who goes through a breakup and writes their greatest hit. It literally just came to me in the middle of the night.
It's Ethan's song.
It's everything. Yeah, it's the best I can do for him.
I love The Boy Who Wore Blue. You had triplets, and you learn in the book that when they were little, they used to each wear a color.
They did.
And that's how you told them apart when they were babies. And he was the one who wore blue.
He was the blue.
He was a very special young man. Everybody says it. Tell me about him.
Yeah. He was that way from the very beginning, to be honest. He was born happy. He was just magnanimous, kind of. I don't know really how to explain it. What we find more interesting is how many lives he touched that we didn't even know existed. It's incredible. I mean, I tell people if I touch as many lives in my lifetime as he did in 20 years, he just swarmed to every room. He had a wonderful smile.
You hear in those stories now, people are calling you and saying, I remember when Ethan did this or that.
Yes, or strangers.
Yeah.
The strangers have been amazing who have come up to us. And it always started the same way. You don't know me, but I have this story to tell you. Yeah.
What does that do for you? Is it comforting? Is it hard to kind of share your grief with this high profile story and it's so public?
We learned our family has always tried to help everybody. And we came upon the Sigma Chi boys the morning after. And in that moment, we realized that not only, that it wasn't just, our family healed one way, but everybody needed to heal from this. And we saw it in an instant, kind of seeing all of his friends. And it's just gone from there. It's literally, we've been reached by people across the world. And it just, we can see that everybody needs to heal from it, and it feels good.
You have extraordinary strength. Yeah. You and your husband seem to have this resolve. You say, if people want to talk to you about it, it's okay to talk about.
Yes.
It's not the elephant in the room.
Yes.
You want to talk about Ethan.
Yes.
Where does that come from, that strength, when you're dealing with the unimaginable?
We just decided that, it has its moments, of course, right? But we get up every morning and we just decided that the best thing we can do is put our best foot forward, mostly for Maisie and Hunter. They deserve it. They didn't deserve this. And so they deserve still the best life that we can give them. And that is really our strength. It drives us. We literally get up and, have coffee and then say, all right, we're going to go forward.
I was so struck by something you wrote. It was on social media earlier this year. You said, we spend no time being angry. That would be energy not well spent. And it still wouldn't change the outcome. We have to look ahead.
Yes.
That's your philosophy.
Yes. It doesn't change the outcome. Even, you know, even looking ahead at the, you know, the trial coming up in October now, we choose to not, it does not change the outcome of our family and its energy that we need to put into healing our kids and, you know, getting back to a new family dynamic and working on that. And so we let the prosecutors do their job and we do our job in our family.
Do you think you'll come to the trial and attend it?
No.
Yeah. Too hard.
It doesn't change the outcome. Yeah. It just is energy that doesn't feel like it's well spent. Yeah. You know, there's other places to put it. So.
Ethan,
well, she changed her mind.
He said was such an extraordinary young man, one of those light up the room type of people.
Which is fine.
What would you want the world to know about him? Now they know his name. What do you want them to know about him?
Honestly, I think the world sees it in the photos. I mean, you know, he's become this just, look at him. We're looking at his pictures. He was just the greatest kid. Everybody loved him. He was warm. He was inclusive. He was the kid you wanted to hang out with, you know, anywhere he was. He would play any sport. He'd play any cribbage game. I mean, he just was always game to participate in anything with a big smile and a warm heart.
I love that she put a picture of Ethan and Xana in there. Maybe they did that. I don't know, but either way.
You can see where he gets a lot of those attributes from your family, but wonderful, supportive family. And I just have to show people you have the most beautiful new tattoo on your arm. Can we show it? It's his handwriting. I love you, Mom. Ethan. It's beautiful.
It's from McCarty.
From McCarty gave you. Yeah. Stacey, thank you so much. Highly encourage people to hear Ethan's story, the boy who wore blue.
Yep.
As his mother tells it.
Yep.
Stacey,
thank you
so much.
Very sweet interview. Very sweet. Oh yeah, no, I was talking, but I was talking about Xana's mom. I can't believe she is still running from the law. I went to go look because everyone said she was out of jail, and I was going to be like, yeah, go Xana's mom, but no, she's still running on that $50,000 bond. I'm like, girl. What? Okay. I thought about saying, did we play this one? We didn't play this one. No. Okay. So the last one that we went over, I should have told you the date on that. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. It was June 5th, 2023. So then the next one is September 26th, 2023. And it was with Banfield, or maybe it actually looks like Brian Enton. So we'll go through this one. It's only 4 minutes long. Okay, maybe we will.
So if you're able to tune in on Friday, you already know that I spent the weekend at Crime Con in Orlando for News Nation. For those of you who don't know, Crime Con covers all things true crime, discussion panels, and some of the most famous cases, meet and greets with folks in the business. I didn't really know what to expect with the whole thing.
We're going to have to do something about me going next year because I'm going to have to go. Like, sounds like fun. Sounds like up my alley.
I thought maybe it'd be a little weird, but it was actually pretty cool and serious. A lot of crime victims are there, a lot of attorneys, and all sorts of different experts and panelists. It's no surprise. The Idaho student murders were a big topic of conversation. Stacey Chapin, Ethan Chapin's mom, she was there. I actually had the chance to sit down with her, ask her how she's holding up since the murder of her son last November.
People often ask me what it feels like to be in the middle of this. I actually have never watched true crime in my life. I mean, it's hard for me to understand why you'd want to, and yet now, weirdly, we're kind of at the epicenter of this, and our kids' story. It is interesting. Because you can't control some of the things that are said, and Ethan was genuinely like the greatest kid you could have ever met. I mean, and it's hard to read something and be like, well, you clearly, obviously you don't know him because you wouldn't say that about him. I mean, you know, if you knew him personally, you would only be like, wow, he literally was the greatest person. And so, I don't know, it is interesting. I don't know, it's a very profound kind of feeling to be that person. But at this point, all you can do is try to take that energy and turn it into something positive, make something great out of it.
And that's really exactly what Stacy has spent almost a year doing, taking the tragedy of the death of her son and working incredibly hard to turn it into something positive. So far, the foundation started in Ethan's memory has already funded 2 scholarships with the goal to do as many as needed, and she is determined. I also asked Stacy about Hunter and Maisie. Those are Ethan's triplet brother and sister.
Jim and I have talked a number of times about what it feels like as parents to lose a child. I honestly cannot tell you what it must feel like, because I'm not one, to be a multiple and lose a piece of that. To lose a piece of that. To lose one of 3, or, you know, if you were.
Imagine.
Yeah. I can't. We've just had to just put every support system in place and tell them, you will go on and be fine, and we all have each other, and we will be the very best version of what this new family looks like. I don't want to say new family, different family looks like. It's a different dynamic now without Ethan.
Yeah, and really the entire family, they're kind of like in a club they never asked to be in. I saw her right before that interview. We were sort of in the back of CrimeCon, and she was talking to Joe Petito, Gabby Petito's dad. She said to me that she told him that she wishes she didn't have to know him this way, to be connected by terrible tragedies in their lives, but that she felt like some kind of comfort connecting with him since he had been in a similar situation, navigating all of this, and that she felt it was really powerful that they were able to connect.
That's the conversation that Joe and I literally just had. I wish I did not know you. I wish I did not know that, you know, that we were in this situation together, but we are. That's the conversation we just had. And you literally have to put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
You have to say, okay, we can do something better for somebody else down the road and make the world a better place for people. You just have to.
And just my last question, the children's book, I forgot to ask you about that.
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit about it. Yeah.
Oh gosh, one of my really good friends, very early on, again going back probably to November.
Thank you for watching. Go to new.
Kind of cut her off, didn't they? Sorry about that. I don't think there was much more to the interview, but I didn't know they cut her off like that. Banfield. I got another interview anyway. Banfield just straight, you know, was like, pfft. Okay. Oh, look at me. I'm on the search bar whenever you look over there. Everybody go to that person's channel. You know, she's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. That TitaniumBuilt. I put related. It's own related. I don't know. Okay. So this is a 7-minute interview, and this is from October 27th, 2023. So coming up on, you know, the first year of every, you know, of the killings. And I think we actually have like something for the 1 year too. So we'll watch that after this. And then that will, this next interview, I don't remember. I mean, I'm sure we watched it because we watched them all at one point, but I don't know if I remember this one. So we'll have to see what they say.
Nearly 1 year after 4 University of Idaho students were murdered near campus, their families are finding ways to remember them. Ethan Chapin was one of those students, a triplet born and raised here in Skagit County. And this month, he would have turned 21. I sat down with his parents, Jim and Stacy, to talk about how their family is doing, what comes next, and Stacy Chapin's new book, The Boy Who Wore Blue.
On a beautiful star-filled October night, triplet children were born, and oh, what a sight. 3 healthy babies, what could we say? Such a joyful, amazing, and momentous day. But there was something incredible about that boy who wore blue. His bubbly personality immediately shone through. I just needed people to have the true story of him. For people who know him, it's a little bit of a memoir. And I think for people who don't know him, it's literally the message how Ethan lived his life. Tell us about him.
Ethan, he was truly one of a kind.
He was
kid.
an exceptional kid from the day he was born.
I mean, he just lived life to the fullest. He kept everybody in check.
And not just because he was 6'4".
No, not because he was 6'4". It's just that there was just a way about him, and he had a good message. his message is just be yourself and have fun and do good for everybody.
You just miss him walking into a room and
Yeah.
giving you a hug and making some funny comment. And he was amazing.
Is there anything that you miss the most?
Hugging him. Oh, I'd give anything. And yeah, that's it. I'd give anything to hug that kid again. In his blue Patagonia, his puffy blue Patagonia coat. Right?
You want to hear something that's kind of weird, right? Brian Enton reported live outside of that home in a blue Patagonia coat. Same coat.
How are you after almost a year?
It's shocking it's been a year. We spent, I call it a period of time. There was about 5 months that I call it the depths of hell. I mean, we went there. We've been there. I think you have to go there in order to start the journey out. That is the process of healing and figuring out how you live your life without this person that's been in it forever. I have a place kind of where Ethan lives in there, and it's a safe spot. For me, but I think overall, under all of these circumstances, I think we're doing well. This thing took one of our kids, but it can't take the rest of us.
I think about Maisie and Hunter a lot because I'm a multiple. And there's a unique, special connection that multiples have that other siblings do not have.
Yeah.
I know that. And so I've thought about them often, having lost a piece of themselves in losing their brother.
Jim and I can sit here and tell you what it feels like to lose a child. I honestly cannot tell you what it must feel like for Maisie and Hunter to lose literally a piece of them. It's profoundly different for them than it is for us.
They came home mid-May after school was out, and they spent all summer at our Idaho home, and both worked. And it seems like they healed a lot during that period of time. It's just going to take time for us all.
When we send our kids off to school, to college, we think it's one of the safest places they could be.
Yes.
I mean, Moscow, Idaho?
Not in your wildest imagination or nightmares even. Could you imagine something like this?
We were at Parents' Weekend the week before. I mean, literally the week before, and just had the best time with the kids. And you would never think that something like this could ever happen.
It was the best weekend. And we were in the King Street house that weekend. I mean, we were like, these kids are living their best life.
You put a post on social, you sent it to me, that you spend no time being angry. That would not be energy well spent.
We don't use that word anger.
We can't bring Ethan back. I mean, let's all be honest. Nothing we can do can bring him back. And when you start to feel angry, it literally can take you down a rabbit hole that just isn't a healthy place to be.
Mm-hmm. So what does justice look like for you in this?
Oh, I have not been asked that question.
The person who is in jail right now, that it's gonna take care of itself. You know, nothing we can do or say or anything is going to change what's going to happen to that individual.
You have no plans to even go to the trial, to even be in the courtroom from start to finish?
No, there is no closure. The only closure I have is knowing that my family is good and healthy, and we move on with our lives and do what we were doing prior to this terrible thing that's happened to our family.
It's a choice. You know, you just have to tuck that kid somewhere in there. And I'm thankful for the 20 years we had with him.
Totally.
100%.
So you have a tattoo on your arm.
So it's from a note that Ethan wrote me, probably the 4th grade. And, you know, we just signed it. I love you, Mom.
We are coming back up onto Parents' Weekend and a big birthday for your kids, 21.
21 was something that we talked about forever. Having these triplets turn 21 was going to be the greatest, the greatest night ever. That night cannot take away from Maisie and Hunter. So, you know, Parents Weekend, it'll be a little bit camouflaged in Parents Weekend, and then we'll go out and we're going to celebrate Maisie and Hunter. We cannot forget that that's the priority.
Is there anything that you would want to share with parents who've suffered just a horrific loss?
Find something positive in every day. Find something that you feel like brings you joy in a day. There is always something there, no matter how dark the day feels. We found it every single day. He was selfless, caring, generous, and warm. And wherever he went, the friends would all swarm.
We want to pass on his positive energy.
This tale, the story of the boy who wore blue, is a message for everyone, including you.
That's his legacy for
That
you.
is.
Yeah, it is. Life is short, so give it your best. Be happy, smile, and encourage the rest.
My sincere gratitude for Stacy and for Jim for sharing their story.
Go buy The Boy Who Wore Blue, the book. It's on Amazon and at Barnes & Noble. I think that's what she was going to say. I don't know. But I figured I would say it for her. The last interview we're going to watch for tonight is going to be their 1 year, the 1 year anniversary of the homicide. So they filmed this on November 15th though. And it's like a 21-minute interview. Now I don't remember this interview, but I mean, it's pretty long. Let me know if you guys, I mean, we've had to have watched this. I will go back to my other videos. Or wait, you know what? We might not have. We did do like a live over, each of these, each of the victims and the interviews, but I don't know if we did this one, but I'll tell you in a minute after I hear a little bit of it. But it's going to be the 1 year anniversary of, losing Ethan. And they're sitting down with KTVB or something like that. I believe it's a local station in Moscow, I believe.
It's been a year. I think a lot of people are just wondering how you guys are doing. A year.
So I guess you can kind of see them, from like compared to the first interview to a year. I mean, they do look a little better.
Year later.
I would say that, I mean, under the circumstances, we're doing great. We literally, I've found a place to tuck Ethan in, in my heart, and, then you just have to get up and put your best foot forward. We made a decision to do that back in late March, and we've stuck by that. We have a beautiful family, and we have 2 kids who deserve the very best life still. And we have a relationship that, deserves to go back and start where we left off, which was a year ago. I mean, literally a year ago, Parents Weekend, we were celebrating these amazing kids that we'd raised. We were like, okay, maybe we get to step back and take a deep breath and say they're going to be okay. They have each other, and they're going to live the best life, and they'll always have the 3 of them. And
that's hard to look back on though.
It is, but it is what it is. It's a really terrible situation that our family has been put into. We were a great family before, and we have to go on and continue to be that.
And you are that.
We are. We are. And yes.
You've worked hard.
My mama
to make it
there. Yes. I think it's the very first thing I actually told Maisie and Hunter when we picked him up on the evening of November 13th a year ago. I said, I don't know. I don't know if I can repeat on camera exactly what I said. But I said, I don't know what just happened here, but this will not sink our family. It won't. And you just get to a point where you have to make a decision to carry on, to move on.
Yeah. And you're doing that.
We are.
There's so many wonderful things that you're doing in honor of him. But
Yes.
Jim, how are your feelings a year later?
I'm a lot better than I was. Just knowing that the 2 kids, Hunter and Maisie, are doing well is a relief for me. It was very important to me that they carried on, went back to school, but yeah, I just glad that they're doing well.
They are.
They are doing well.
it's literally all that matters as a mom, right? When your kids are happy,
Yeah.
we're happy.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So I think people would like to know, how are Maisie and Hunter doing?
Yes.
Tell us about them. They're back at school and they love their community and their sorority and their fraternity. Tell us about them.
We're so fortunate to have had the fraternity and the sorority. I mean, I don't, there's a lot of people that are, you can say what you want about it, but for our kids and our family, it has been a tremendous place for our kids to, the friendships that they have and the support system that they have that is here is it's priceless for us. I mean, we know Maisie has great friends and they're just safe. We just, they'll notify us if there's a situation, and Hunter's the same way. They're doing well in school. They have great friends. I mean, I don't know, what else do you ask for, right?
That's about it.
I mean, they're still, moving on and getting an education and following their dreams. And I mean, and growing into young adults.
And the U of I is a safe, wonderful community for them.
Yeah, but we felt that way before too, when we still do. Yes.
Just a freak occurrence.
Oh. And it is not the university's fault. It's not the Moscow Police Department's fault. All of those people, Idaho State Patrol, they have been everybody. Yeah. We cannot say enough about them. No.
Well, let's talk about Ethan, because that's what we're here to do.
Okay.
So I want to talk about him as a baby and as a child. Tell me what made him shine, because he shined from birth, pretty much. So talk to me about him.
I don't know.
What are your memories of him as one of the triplets, as a baby?
He was easy. Yes, he was so easy. He was the one who just, I don't know, he must have known it from the beginning that he just was going to have to take Easy Street, because there were two others that were going to, somebody was going to cry until they got the attention, and Ethan just was like, well, it's fine. I'll just wait my turn.
He was an easy baby.
Easy.
He was.
We have pictures of him. He's just laughing and all through. I think it became his role. I mean, your kids have roles in a family, and I think that was part of his role. He just became, all right, mom wants to do this. Let's go. This is where we're going. All right, let's go.
So did he lead the triplets, Jim? Was he kind of the leader?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the other two kids, Maisie and Hunter, just loved to be around him, and everybody loved to be around him. I mean, but he just had this magical thing with people that people just wanted to be there with him.
And they still do.
It's funny.
Oh, they still do.
Yes, they still talk about that magic.
That's a word we haven't used in describing him. It's true. He had a magical. He touched people. It was amazing.
So
many.
Soon after this happened, how many months was it until you wrote that beautiful children's book? Tell us about it. And what inspired that in you? Was it like you had to do something that felt like the right thing?
Okay, so a friend of mine sent me a news release that said, hey, some author's been given the rights to tell this story. Now, this is very early on, right? And it bothered me. I'm like, and it still does, to be honest with you. Why does some stranger get to tell a story and profit off of our kids? Off of these kids in this terrible event?
She talking about Howard Bloom.
And, we actually did some, we went and kind of searched out how that worked anyways, whatever. We had to learn a lot about people's First Amendment rights in the media, and that they are, people can write and tell stories and say what they want. And we kind of had to come to terms with that. And so anyways, it just bothered me. And I thought, if anybody has a story to tell, it's mom, it's the family, it's the people who raised him. And I literally just woke up one morning and I'm like, oh, here's a story I have to tell. And I wrote it. It's kind of just a memorial to Ethan. It's his friends now get to have it on a coffee table, and people who didn't know him can maybe take something away from the great personality and character and magical personality that he had. I mean, and so I wrote it, and then a friend said I needed an illustrator. So I drove to Target and I stood in the children's department and I wrote down illustrators' names, and got on Amazon and I wrote down names, and I'd look at their Instagram, and we just reached out. We have a
somebody who helps us with all of this. And
Yeah.
we just reached out, and she was back east actually. And she said, oh my gosh, I know this story. I'll do it. And so each of the photos, even in the book, are based on our real photos in real life. So, I mean, it's genuinely a biography written into a children's book. I mean, it is a true story from, front to back, but it's not meant to be sad. It's just this story of, live your best life, be kind to everybody. So the title of the book is The Boy Who Wore Blue, and it was actually his triplet color. And our kids are actually, originally when they were born, you actually have to color coordinate everything inside of your home, down to the bottles that they drink out of when you're measuring these little tiny measurements. So he was the boy who wore blue in our family. If the world lived life like Ethan, it would be a better place, honestly.
So after you wrote that book, you went on the Today Show.
Yes, I
in
did.
New York. What inspired you to go on to accept the invitation and to go spread the word about your boy?
If anybody, I feel, it's the only thing that I have left as a mom is to be his voice. It's very, very empowering, if you will. And so if somebody wants to talk about the foundation that we've created in his name, or they want to talk about the book that I've written, yes, absolutely. Do I wish we were not under these circumstances and that we weren't doing some of these incredible things? Hell yes.
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest. I always feel like I need to start a whole conversation with that. Do we wish that we were back? I'd live in a cardboard box on a street to have my son home, but that isn't going to happen. So we have to, be blessed by all of the things and opportunities that we've had.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the foundation, let's get to that, because you guys started this foundation.
So we filed the paperwork. It's called the Ethan Smile Foundation. And I do believe that people want to genuinely help our family. And there's really nothing what do you do? How do you help a family who's in this situation? And, we had money in a GoFundMe account. And then I think it's how people, I think, see to help us. People were
they wanted to give.
They do. They want to give, And so we put all of it into the foundation, and we will scholarship kids. It was easy for us when we decided what we needed to do with this foundation is to scholarship kids in Ethan's name who are pursuing some dream. And they'll go on and they'll do it, in Ethan's honor, and he'll help, that'll help pay for an education, just for kids to be able to go. And it doesn't matter what it is, 4-year, 2-year, beauty school, a barista school, wine, I don't know, cocktail making, whatever is your dream and your goal. The goal is for us to be able to help scholarship some dream in Ethan's honor and in his name. It makes perfect sense.
So every year will you choose some people that write to you, or how would that work?
The application will be live February 1st on the Ethan Smile Foundation website. And then, it'll be clear on the directions. It has to be turned in by the end of April, I believe. And then we'll sit and go through them. We'll come up with kind of a prioritized list. And then we haven't figured out, I don't have a scholarship party.
Yes, you guys are so much ahead of you with that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, I guess, the tulips, because there's such an incredible gesture he worked there, right, at this tulip farm. Is that right, Jim? Tell us about that.
Yes, he did.
Jim, 30 days.
He worked 30 days at this tulip farm, and the kids loved working with him. They changed their schedule around. They just wanted to make sure they were working with Ethan because he was so fun to work with. The kid
Reese
Gardner, came up with the idea of the Ethan's tulips.
And it's called Ethan Smile, right? The tulip as well.
What
is it about this smile, Jim?
Oh, his smile was just amazing.
Oh, so cute.
He always smiled.
He did.
All
His
the time.
dimples.
Yeah. He was. Yeah.
It's fitting that everything's affiliated with that smile. The tulip, the foundation, because it just glows, right?
It does. I mean, he was always doing something that made you singing, making some funny noise. I don't know. You just,
does.
You know, he just,
Yeah.
I don't know,
His whole
there's-
life was that way, though.
Yeah.
He
He
lived
could
his whole
lift
life.
any room.
Yeah, he just,
Mm-hmm.
there's just something about him. There's a very unique person.
Tell us about his stature, because he was a big guy.
He was a big guy. You know, Ethan was 6'4", and he's very broad in the shoulders, but his heart was the biggest part.
Yeah.
Really was. I mean, he just loved to be around people. He really did.
He just was so full of joy and so full of fun and loved country music, and he was in love. And I think we talked a little bit about that, him being in a relationship that he was really loving.
Yeah.
Tell us what you want to share about that relationship.
We were blessed to spend the summer with Xana. We feel very fortunate to have known them. The most important thing I think that people should know is that Ethan was exactly where he wanted to be. We say in our family he was in the right place at the wrong time.
Yep.
And you know, you just have to live with that. None of us, we all knew where Ethan was. And we have no regrets over it.
No.
I mean, he's a college kid who was in love. Who wouldn't be, you know? It's where he stayed most nights. We all knew it. And we're blessed. They were very sweet together. I don't know that it's our job we've kind of taken the stand of not speaking about the other three kids, only because I guess as a mom, I want to be the person who represents my kids. So I have to think that their families feel the same way about representing them. But yes, we were fortunate to be able to spend a summer.
It was nice having her there.
Yeah.
And he was
It was
happy.
lovely. It was
Oh my
lovely.
gosh, yeah.
The two of them together were super cute. Funny. A lot of the kids, I think, will tell you they had very similar personalities. So it's cute.
But you've been very vocal about how, first of all, you don't have any interest in speaking of the suspect. And second of all, you don't really have any interest in going to the trial. Can you guys share with us how you came to that conclusion and why that's what's best for your family?
Yeah. The trial is we won't attend the trial. It's there's nothing there that's going to bring Ethan back. So we decide to take the positive energy and use it somewhere else. I would like for it to be over.
It's going to be. I think we have to tuck in for the
But
long haul.
there again, you know,
Yeah, I don't know.
the outcome for us is still the same.
It took one of our kids, right? It just can't sink the rest of our family. And that's how we decided to take it. It's a choice.
Tell me about CrimeCon, because you and I talked about this.
Yeah.
First of all, for those who don't know, what is CrimeCon and why did you feel called to go there?
Yeah.
It seems unlike you.
We'd almost have to do a whole, 100%. I don't disagree with that. And I think that there were some people that were like, what on earth is she doing? So I was asked, CrimeCon it's a convention for kind of true crime aficionados, I guess, if you will. There is a huge national following of true crime in this nation. We happen to be at the epicenter of it, you know, which is a place where I never thought we would be. Anyways, I was asked to sit on a panel. Then I actually got to meet with a group of, 24 families, victims' families, that are kind of in a similar national spotlight. And it became something that I thought, I'm kind of interested in that. I mean, I'm interested to meet these families. I wish I was not in a similar situation. But I was curious if there was some support, kind of a support group there. And I'll sit on a panel and talk about Ethan till I'm, and all of the great things that we've tried to do in his memory till the end of the day, right? And so I decided to go. I had no intention of actually going to the rest of it. I happened to be walking by when they were doing the Idaho session, and it was on the forensics. I had no intention of staying, and I didn't. But I was just curious. Like I wanted to step in the room and get a sense of like, what is this really? I'd not been in any of the sessions.
She probably wants to know, who are these people that are talking about my son day in and day out? Really, she probably was curious.
I just wanted to get a sense of what this was actually about. And the professor started to, he kind of, there were some things that weren't quite right. And I it got my ire up a little bit. I mean, they were doing a question and answer, and there was a live mic, and I thought, well, here's my chance. So I just said, I have something to say. And I said, my name is Stacey Chapin, and my son was Ethan. You could have heard a pin drop in that room. People who are fascinated by true crime, it's an entertainment for them. I mean, and I know that there's people who genuinely, feel a calling to maybe help. And we did it in this case. They released the white car. If you've seen this car, we have turned a nation into potential true crime participants. But there is a huge level of entertainment in it. And I just needed to say that your entertainment is our family's life. And I think it resonated with people. And then I felt this calling a little bit to make sure that I reminded people that there's real families behind these stories.
How did it feel to do that?
Yeah, there are a lot of people. A lot of people forget that.
Actually, it felt quite empowering. I think I didn't know it at the time. I had to go home and really, kind of take it all in. But it's true, and I have no problem reminding people that there is a real family and a son, or people behind these stories. I didn't know I was going to be a mama bear.
Did you know you had all this strength in you?
Not this kind of strength.
Yeah. Tell me how much your boy loved country music.
Oh, he had it on all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, especially in the boat. He'd always have it on. We'd surf, and and I always get in trouble because I'd turn it down a little bit, and then he'd go, turn it up,
Yeah.
and stuff. But he did. He played the Jeep.
Oh.
He just loved it.
He loved Morgan Wallen
He did.
specifically.
He did.
Yes.
So how did it come to be that your family got to go to a concert? You got to meet the mom.
Yeah.
You had all this in
was
common
amazing.
because Ethan had a special song, right?
Yes, he did. So on Mother's Day, which would have been May of 2022, he sent me a text message that was like, oh my gosh, Morgan Wallen wrote a song about his mom, and so we're going to have a song now. And it was very cute. And I told this story. Morgan's team saw it. And they reached out to us, actually, and said, any concert, anywhere, VIP tickets. And they just came, and his team came and found us, kind of early on in the evening. And, we went way down underneath the San Padres Stadium through a couple checkpoints. And he was the kindest. He was he had nothing better to do than to sit and talk to her. Not that he had nothing better to do, but he didn't feel like he was rushed, I got to go warm up or something. He just was there. And the day before that, the team had sent me an email that said, just so you know, Leslie Wallen is flying in to meet you.
Oh.
And why was that significant?
Well, because it was a Mother's Day song. It was a full circle moment of moms and sons, and there's just something.
It was so special.
It was so special. But everything that everybody's done is a true testament to Ethan and his personality and all of the great things that have, people have done for him. The benches that have been made, and the, volleyball courts that have been named, and just everything.
Yeah.
The money that's been donated, and it's incredible.
He's brought a lot of people together.
He has.
He
Truly.
genuinely was one of a kind. I don't know, try to be like Ethan, and you'll have a better life.
He's a good kid,
Very good.
and we miss
He
him
was a good
dearly.
kid. I think people identify with him in photos because I do think he's a kid that any mom can, or any family can look at and go, oh, that could be my kid. I mean, I think that there is something in him in the photos that you see that people are like,
It's the magic.
yeah, he was that good.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know I was muted, but I just let me remove that. I wasn't really talking about anything. So we got through a lot of interviews. We got through how many did I say in the beginning we had? I don't even remember now. But we only have 1, 2 more. And then I was going to show you guys the one with his fraternity brothers. So we'll do those ones tomorrow. because one of them is pretty long. One of them's an hour and 17 minutes. So Miss Chapin, Stacy, went on a podcast called The Squeeze, and they did an interview with her on June 5th, 2024. And I haven't seen it. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch it or not. But she talks about the book. She talks about the case. She does say that not in this interview, but in the newest interview that she did with Fox Seattle 13. I think that's who it was. Let me check. Yeah, Fox 13 Seattle. She did say that they were going to go to the trial, that they would be there most days, I think, but they would be sitting out on some of the days. I'm assuming they will probably sit out on the days that they are doing, like, autopsies and stuff like that. I would want to step out for those days personally, but yeah. Yeah, Ethan's father. Yeah, he I don't think that he talks very much. I think it's because he can't, like he can't talk about it. Oh, thanks, Villanova. Yeah. Yeah, the pictures, no mother wants to see that. Yeah. I don't think that they need to see all that. Ethan was a very handsome boy, wasn't he, Ladybug? He was very handsome. And you could tell he was like a good old country boy, and Xana was, you could tell she was very funny, and I don't think she took things for granted, especially coming from her, like having her backstory and stuff. So I hate this case too. It is a shit show, but at least we can combat it a little bit here, a little bit of the shittiness, of it all. Because there is a lot of stuff going around out there, and the atmosphere just it's crazy. Let me go over, see if there's anything that they put. Well, I don't think they put anything on the Idaho website. I looked earlier, but nope, nothing new. Just all those ceilings. Now they do go to court. I think it's next month. I need to write that down actually. Let's see. We looked at it last night. I gotta go all the way down to the bottom. Takes a minute to get all the way down there, so bear with me here. Oh wait, we're in 2024, so that's good. Okay, we're almost to 2025. There we go. So we're in April. I think it's May is the next one. Jeez Louise. Okay. The April 16th has been canceled. I'm just making sure I'm not like missing any. Okay. So that was yesterday. So that one was canceled. The next one is a pre-trial conference, May 15th. So hopefully we get some answers from the judge in writing before the May 15th hearing. Because I'm assuming we will. Because, if Ann Taylor tries to fight him on it, he wants to probably get that out as soon as he can because, trial's coming up. I mean, trial starts August the 11th. Everybody have a great summer. Just have an awesome summer. Go out during the day, come here, hang out with me during the night for the updates and whatever else we could talk about. We'll get ready for the case. And then when it all goes down, we'll be here ready to watch it. I got my walking pad. I've got my desk that rises up. I'm ready. Like we got these things just for this trial. Like not really just for this trial, but for trials in general. Because, Wolf, no, I extended mine. I need to do mine. I didn't want to do it because I always owe. So I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I didn't make that much last year. How much can they really take from me? How much do you guys want? No, I do need to call them though, make sure they got my thing. It did say it went through and everything, so I'm assuming it did. It's fine. It said I had to like October now, but I won't need to October. I just need a couple weeks or maybe like a week. I just have had so much stuff to do. You surf by day and watch you by night. Well, that sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. I want to, you know. Yeah, I do. I get. Oh yeah, yeah. I do. In college, it was the worst trips. It was so bad that I would get my schoolwork on Monday and Sunday night at midnight it was due. Your girl Sunday was doing it. I mean, like, and it'd be 1,000-word page, like, or 1,000-word essays and stuff. And I'm like, really? Like, I would yell at myself every time, like, you have all week to do this. I'm a procrastinator. I am. Yeah, in a way. But yeah, that's what it gets me on here is because, you know, I should like set up the live and get it like all ready, you know, and then I just procrastinated to like the last minute and then I'm rushing around. Shells, that would be awesome. I told Vincent we should go there for vacation. Not really there. I just said we should go out to LA, you know. I said we'll fly out, you know, around August 10th or August 9th. And then just, well, no, we probably need more time than that. So that August 7th, August 8th, and then we'll drive back and we'll go through Idaho, you know. Oh, I'm a procrastinator, but I always get the work done. It's like I feed off of the rush of having to hurry, you know. I procrastinate everything. My doctor today was like, "Well, how long has this been going on?" And I'm like, "About a year and a half." He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." I just tuck it away over here. The stuff that bothers me. That's funny though. That's funny. Yeah, mine is too. You should drive over there. Man, I told Vincent, I said we should just go to like I said, like go to LA and then just ride on back. Just make a little trip over there to Idaho. I've never been to any of those states. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to go like from California back to Ohio, probably just one time. And we better do it now while we're younger, you know, because that kind of a trip's probably hard on your body. I would assume so. I think that he said that he did it once when he lived in Michigan. So he's driven from California to Michigan to California, I think too. But I've never driven that long in a car. I've driven to Florida, which is like 12 hours. And that's usually enough for me. But I think it'd be fun if we stopped and got a hotel, like, you know, at night, like, you know, when we were tired and stuff. So I think it'd be fun. I do love the water. I do love swimming and stuff. I need to get a hair thing. A hair cap. I'm gonna look so funky with this cap on my head, but I'm gonna wear it. Ohio, yeah, I'm in Ohio. You're talking about me? I'm an Ohioan. Yeah, right. See, I'm already almost 40. Almost 40. Oh my gosh. I'm saying it now. We're not going to go there. I'm 39. I'm stopping. Yeah, we don't stay in Los Angeles. We stay outside of Los Angeles, but I just say Los Angeles because it's the closest city. Ohio gets a little boring. My dog's back there breathing really heavy. Oh, maybe take the train. That could be fun. The train could be fun. I've always kind of wanted to stay on a tray where you stay on them and like sleep on them. Cambria. Okay. We did go all the way on, like, was it the Pacific Coast Highway or something? Like where you go down, or is that like, oh, I don't know. He would know if he was around, but yeah. I love that. Machichi. I've never learned how to surf. But see, I'm sorry, I'm kind of scared of the ocean right now. Since the whole Titan imploded. I'm just terrified of deep water right now. In general. I used to love the ocean. It might be the 101. Ohio's not boring. I think Ohio's kind of boring. But it is beautiful. It is beautiful. Ohio is beautiful. I will say that. Like when we go out to LA, I think, or we got in that area. I like the succulents and stuff like that, like the dry flowers and stuff, the dry plants or whatever they have out there. But Ohio is so green. It's just beautiful. It's just a different kind of beautiful, That's where the sharks live. Baby girl, and the sharks can keep it. They can keep that ocean now. I'm cool. I don't even want that ocean no more. I used to love the ocean. I used to love it so much. But now I'm like, no. I watch, because baby girl, I watch those little I don't even know what shows they are, but they'll talk about the ocean and how deep it is. And then like the oceans where the ocean things, like the stories where they put the buildings like upside down and it shows you how deep the ocean is compared to the Burj Khalifa or whatever. And I'm just like, no, I don't. I watch it and then it makes my belly hurt because I'm like, oh my God, look how far down in the ocean. And they're like, there's no light at this level. And I'm like watching it. There's no light left at this level. And then like, this is the Titanic. And then this is the shipwreck. And I'm just, I'm one of those people. I watch those kind of things, freak myself out right before bed. I watch it, but that's me. That's me for you. But I'm going to jump off of here. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I appreciate it so much. You're building caskets? Sounds like a time to plan for you. Sell ours for $200. Good lumber from Lowe's. My dad used to say, this is so sad. This is so sad. My dad used to tell my mom, do not put me in a pine box when I die. Like, make sure my coffin is good. And did she ever? She should have went to Lowe's. We could have probably built that thing. There are people that build their own caskets. I forget what country it's in. Now I can't remember, but there is a country where people build their own caskets. Not me. I ain't build my own casket. I mean, I guess that could be kind of okay though, because then it's your style. It's what you want. But yeah, people do that. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. I'll be back on tomorrow evening, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I come on during the day, I keep wanting to do like an open panel. But it was just a busy day today on YouTube's, there was just a big, thing that happened in the true crime, I guess, community, drama community. And so, people were watching that. So I want to do an open panel though with you guys. And you guys can come up and talk and we can talk about whatever. And we'll talk about it on the other channel. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you're subscribed to Unfiltered with Tanya. And I will be on tomorrow. And if I am on tomorrow during the day, I'll put a community post up to redirect you guys where to go. Have a wonderful evening and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out.